and welcome to my Artbook channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through a time lapse of a piece that has been consuming my past couple of weeks. This specific concept is something I've been ruminating over for years. It's actually a tribute to my absolutely favorite novel of all the time, Flowers from the Storm by Laura Kinsale. To call this book an obsession of mine is an understatement. I've read this book cover to cover at least 9 times and counting. I still do it every year. So, a quick disclaimer here. This video is going to be packed with spoilers of this book. I originally thought I'd keep things vague, but let's be honest. I'm here to gush about the story I love, and I can't do that properly if I'm constantly censoring myself. So consider this your official warning. For those curious about this technical setup, I'm painting this using Krita and a very old XP pen tablet. I think it's about 7 years old now. For a long time, my own technical limitations left me incredibly frustrated with this project. But recently, I've had kind of like a breakthrough. I've learned to become comfortable with imperfection. And more importantly, I've learned how to properly handle references. They aren't meant to be copied line for line, they're meant to be a catalyst for inspiration. So, detaching myself from that direct copying removed a massive psychological block. I used to let references completely dictate my anatomy and lighting. If a detail wasn't in my reference photo, I was terrified to draw it from my head, worried it would look rather amateurish next to a highly polished copied section of my painting. But lately, because I'm not directly copying anymore, everything has an equal level of being slightly unpolished, which means ironically the entire piece actually looks cohesive. So, in my head, my ultimate creative goal is to fully illustrate this book. A single illustration every single chapter. And I've even attempted rough thumbnails before, finished one rather disastrous painting. But the translation from my mind to the actual canvas is rather lacking. My biggest hurdle was that I relied far too heavily on reference photos. And because I couldn't find reference photos for exactly this hyper-specific scene of the book, attempting to paint purely from imagination felt impossible. I've actually abandoned multiple versions of this project midway through. And that is rare for me. I usually have this stubborn rule where I have to finish a piece before starting something new. But these early attempts were straying so far from my vision that I just had to walk away. But this obsession never truly left. I've always been drawn to the Victorian aesthetic, and I've read a lot of historical romances. But more than that, Flowers from the Storm manages to evoke these incredibly raw, heavy emotions, feelings of abandonment, anxiety, and of course, love. It completely ruined the genre for me because it's the absolute gold standard. It isn't glamorous, it isn't pristine. The story drags the characters through such starkly different environments, and the mood shifts constantly. It's less of a standard romance and more of a sweeping saga where every chapter forces you to feel something new. That volatile atmosphere was exactly what I wanted to capture. Which brings us to this scene. In the actual book, this is a moment of pure adrenaline. Our main characters are fleeing their families, running towards a church for an impromptu wedding. So for this painting though, I took some creative liberty. I intentionally shifted the tone from frantic urgency to intimate secrecy. I wanted to feel like a stolen, forbidden breath right before the threshold, like rather than racing for their lives. I also designed this composition to function almost like an alternative book cover. The original cover features a stormy landscape, so I took that as an inspiration, but framed the foreground with roses to encapsulate the beautiful but tumultuous relationship our main characters share. Now, looking at it though, I don't think I entirely nailed the heroine's body language. My goal was to show her hesitating, a little afraid of the hero, but also simultaneously yearning for him. But I think she looks a little bit too eager, doesn't she? But like I said, I'm done letting the pursuit of a perfect painting stop me from creating the things I love, even if they turn out flawed. Thank you all so much for spending this time with me. If you read Flowers from the Storm, drop a comment below and let me know if this painting matches the imagery you had in your head while you were reading it. I would like to close this video with an excerpt from the book which inspired this painting. Faint lightning mingles with firelight and candlelight on his face. Gentleman handsome, Brunhilde had called him. Maddie thought him anything but gentle. The candlelight caught his brows and made them villainous, took away the bewilderment that often softened his eyes. A drop of clear wax tumbled down the side of the candle. They both moved at once. Maddie tilted the candlestick to save herself. At the same time, his left hand seized hers. The hot wax fell free, but not far enough, landing on the inside of his wrist. He swore distinctly. Maddie exclaimed, "Thy hand! Oh, thou shouldst not have." He blew out the flame. "Careful," he said sharply. "Thou art burnt?" Her hand was still locked under his. He gave an ironic laugh. "Burned." His thumb moved across her fingers in a slow caress. He held hard, then let go of her, his face outlined in fire glow and darkness. He watched her as if to see whether she understood him. Here in this house, locked in by rain and thunder and the intensity of his gaze, she was afraid too.